Welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Today's episode is titled When in Doubt, Err on the Side of Generosity. Do you want to listen to Gabe expound on that? Tune in and listen to what he has to share today. But before that, this show is brought to you by Business Marketing Engine. If you want to grow and up your business, visit businessmarketingengine.com. Now I'll give the floor to Gabe. Hey Gabe, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Jethro. And good morning, everyone. As always, I appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me when I get to see people who get to view the show and listen in on the podcast, the audio version, and comment and engage. And if you ever have any questions or any feedback, or there's anything you ever want me to talk about, just let me know. You can use the contact form on our site at businessmarketingengine.com, or you can comment down below if you're watching one of the videos. And I would love to answer anything I can. So I'll cover it on a show, or I will answer you back in the comments or write you back. So I would love to hear from everyone here. I answer all my emails, and I love just hearing how I can best serve you. And today, really what came up for me is just wanting to share a lesson that's taken me a little longer than I probably like to admit to learn. But the lesson that I've learned is over the years is that if I'm going to make a mistake, if I'm going to err one way or the other, I choose to err on the side of generosity. And the reason for that is I have had the privilege, and I'm really grateful that I've had really amazing mentors in my life. And one of the first ones was my grandfather, who taught me the construction business and taught me sales and taught me so much about leadership and entrepreneurship. And he was always just incredibly generous with me and my siblings, and always did everything he could to just provide and just give unnecessarily, like in just a great way. And so if there was something I wanted to do, he would pull money out of his wallet and help me do it. Or if I needed help with a project, or when I started a business, or when I bought my first house, he loaned me money to help me do things. He always came through for me and supported me. And in the end, I know he's passed, years ago now, but in the end, I know that he can, look down from wherever he is, or in whatever energy sphere he is, and he can see, his grandson is somebody that's successful and gets to serve and help other people and is making a difference in the world. And none of that would have happened if he didn't believe in me and wasn't super generous in all his time and his money and all his resources with me. And so he's probably one of the first people that just really showed me what true generosity meant, and how, when in doubt, just be generous, just give more, just help more. The other person that really just models this for me on a consistent basis is a great friend of mine and mentor of mine, Brian Kurtz. And when I'm stuck on something or not sure what to do, I'll ask him a question. And the other day I asked him a question, and I said, hey, one of our clients ran into cash flow issues and ended up not being able to fulfill their part of the contract, and they had to cancel services with us. And I said, I just want to kind of do a pulse check and make sure that I'm not missing something. But I said, I chose not to go try to collect the money or try to, get the money from a guy that's already struggling financially. And I said, I just want to see what you would do. And Brian said something, that I'll always remember. He said, in another whatever 30, 40 years, he said, I will definitely be dead and gone. He said, I'll be in the ground. And he said, if I'm in the ground next to some guy that owes me money, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. He's still going to owe me the money. And if I spend a bunch of time and energy now trying to chase him down, or trying to, get my fair share or collect what's rightfully mine, then all I'm going to do is waste negative energy and time on something that may or may not work out anyway. He said, or I can just say, you know what, I'm going to be generous, just let it go, not worry about it. And then I can move on with my life. And when he shared that, it really helped me bring it in perspective that, we're only here for a short time on earth, and chasing after, money that we're probably, not going to get anyway, is a waste of our time. And it just brings negativity into our lives. And it's wasted focus, where as compared to when the opportunity to be generous and just be graceful and let people move forward, if that's something that we can do, without it causing damage to our family or our company, if it's something minor, or even in some cases more major, but if it's something we can do responsibly and just let it go and just show grace and generosity to someone like that, then that's that's the way that I choose to live my life. And the other thing that this whole topic reminds me of is there's times where I've made a mistake and didn't see something in a contract, or there's times where a client adds something in and they say, "Oh, I forgot to tell you about this," and it's really not in the scope. But whenever possible, and it's not always possible, there are times where there's constraints or things, there's bigger consequences or bigger picture things that have to happen. But if it's kind of a gray area, I'm just going to give it to them. I'm just going to help them out, because I believe that in the end, the more that we give, it truly is, that truly becomes the more that we get. And ultimately, if we just give, from a grateful heart, and we just show grace and generosity to others, then everything else works out. And I also believe that it helps us detach from the transactional and the day to day, and it just helps us see the world in a different light. And so I just felt this was important to share today. And so I hope, if you're in a situation trying to figure out like what's fair or what the exact amounts are or who should get what, just step back and say, you know what, if I'm going to make a mistake on this, I'd rather make a mistake on being a little too generous than trying to just hoard what's mine, or trying to collect my fair share, or hold somebody to a specific, standard that maybe isn't that important. And so I would just encourage you today to be generous and just give all you can, because I have never ever regretted being generous. And it just, when we're generous to those around us in big and small ways, it makes the world a better place, and that's what's important. So appreciate you tuning in, and I'll turn it back to you, Jethro.
Thank you, Gabe. And that concludes our episode on the Engine Builder Show. If you are new to this channel and you are learning a lot, we appreciate if you hit that like, follow, and subscribe. If you want to get notified when we go live, hit that bell as well. Again, for unique business marketing solutions, this show is brought to you by Business Marketing Engine. If you want to check us out at businessmarketingengine.com. And we'll see you again tomorrow.